Yes, peer reviews are a huge part of this class. So we're just going to go over a few things with them. I'm going to do a quick overview. Going to do a little bit of a reminder on a how-to, but there's an additional video for that as well. And then I'm going to talk about what assignments you have and give you a couple of tips, and then a really harsh, hardcore reminder. So to get to peer reviews, you will have an assignment that comes up on your modules that says peer review in all caps, and then it says the name of the assignment afterwards. And then there's nothing to submit usually, okay? But there are directions on it. And as part of those directions, it says to go back to your original assignment, because that's where your peer reviews are. And so when you go back to that original assignment, if you look in that area where I've highlighted things in yellow, that's where your actual peer reviews are going to be. And typically there's going to be two, and you should be able to click on some links and bring them up. And then that assignment that had peer review in all caps, that tells you exactly what to do and what I'm expecting on the peer reviews. Most of the time it's answering 2 or 3 questions in the comments box and then grading their actual assignment on the rubric, okay? So this is the video that Canvas itself made, I don't know, the organization of Canvas made this video. And it gives you some step-by-step instructions on how to get to those peer reviews if you need that. This link is also on the module overview page, so you guys can click on the link there as well. In general, this is kind of what a peer review assignment looks like. Like I said, all caps, name of the actual assignment afterwards. It starts off reminding you about how to get to the peer reviews, what the assignment is and what chapter it uses, things like that, okay? And then it reminds you what the objectives are. There are a couple of, in this case, like how to review, how to do peer review kind of things that just give you some tips on, like, if you're stuck and you're going, oh crap, I don't know what to write. Like those blogs and the videos and stuff can kind of help you with those tips, okay? And then down at the bottom you have your actual assignment. So you have 2 peer reviews. You're going to grade the student based on what you learned from, in this case, chapter 15, and you're going to fill out the attached rubric. But then in the comments box, this one actually has, it looks like 4 things for you to answer. And it gives you maybe a couple of little tips at the end. And so when I go in to grade the peer reviews, I actually see like your name, the 2 names that you were assigned to, and checkboxes of whether or not you completed the peer review. Then I can click on the checkbox and I can see your comments. That's how you're going to get points for this peer review that says there's nothing to submit, okay? It's because I go in and look at it and make sure you completed them, all right? So this is another example. You're gonna do some practice interview recordings and things like that in this class, and on one of them you're gonna get critiques from classmates. Again, you've got 2 interviews to go in and critique. You'll do the same thing. You go back to your original assignment. Up in the upper right hand corner there will be 2 people to review. And in this one specifically, you are looking for demonstrating professionalism and skills. Looks like this one, 3 and 6. So that's in this textbook, okay? Skill 3 and skill 6. You're going to use writing in the technical fields, chapter 14 as well. And there are 3 questions. So answer the following questions in the comments box, okay? Tips and reminder. So again, this is a really fast lecture. I don't even want to call it a lecture. It's more just an overview video, okay? Number 1 tip, what do you want as feedback? Think about whatever that thing is or whatever that focus is, and that's what you want to be able to give to other people, okay? You guys are going through the exact same things. You are qualified to give each other feedback, because you know exactly what the other person has gone through. So obviously take it seriously. I've never had any issues before. You guys do great at peer reviews. And this is a really good class to get some practice in debriefing for your writing, basically, and going through some critiques for your writing. Consider what you'd like to improve in yours. One of the things that I really like to do when I read other people's writing is go, oh man, I didn't think about doing that, and then I steal it, okay? And I'm not necessarily talking about stealing something word for word, but stealing a technique or realizing I didn't go into that much detail, and than going back to my own paper and going into some more detail. So those are the top two, reasons for doing peer reviews, really. The one reminder I have, and I'm not typically a super strict human being, but this one I am strict on. You have to turn in your draft on time in order to do the peer reviews, because I have Canvas set to automatically assign you peer reviews right after the due date. Okay. If you do not turn your original draft in on time, you do receive an automatic 0 on the peer reviews, and you can't really make that up. Okay, the whole purpose is obviously helping to keep up and stuff, but I guarantee 90% of the students are going to turn theirs in on time, and they shouldn't have to sit and wait for somebody to also turn theirs in on time to do peer reviews. So that is the one thing that I am very strict on. You will just get a 0. As always, let me know if you guys have any questions.